you can hear me over the noise, but this is an active work environment. So earlier this year, I started tearing the car down and loaded it on a flatbed to drop it off for paint. So, to make a long story short, since nothing was going ahead this year, show-wise, meet-wise, etc., I figured now was the time to take the car off the road and get the biggest job out of the way, the biggest job time-wise, and that's the repaint. So, I'm out here today just to check on the progress. It's been here for a number of weeks now. The guy's been pretty busy on it, fixing the issues and getting it ready for a new coat. So as it sits, the next stage is blocking to make sure everything is straight and true. But already we're seeing a noticeable improvement with this thing. So keeping today's video short, I'm here visiting at the end of the day. They said I'd come by and check on the car and just get a quick update. So I'm trying to stay out of everyone's way while I do so. But here it is. So it was no secret this thing was a little rough around the edges, to say the least. It needed a full repaint. That was in the plans from the day I bought it. And as you'll notice, we are going all the way with this one. So not only is it getting repainted, it is actually getting color changed. The original Pearl White is going to be no more. That's why the doors are off, trunk lids off, bumpers off, etc. Because everything you see that is Pearl White is going to be sprayed the new color. Not going to say what it is yet, you're going to have to wait and see, but the reveal will not be too far away now. So if you remember, this quarter panel is probably the worst of the whole car. It had some significant paint peeling right around here. The other quarter panel had the same. There were spray can touch-ups all over the car. The roof had a bare metal stripe down the middle. There were knife marks and flaking paint and spider webbing and pretty much every issue you could have in a paint job, this car had. So it has taken the guys a fair bit of time to get it back to this stage, to a clean starting point. However, they now have. So as you can see, the car's all masked up from its primer. So yeah, the doors were taken off because the door jambs will of course be done, as will the insides of the doors. The rear body panel is going to be painted, taillight pockets, all the jambs for the trunk as well. The only area that is not being painted, the one thing keeping this from being a true color change, is the engine bay. That is going to come at a later date. Basically, this engine will come out, we know that. It's not coming out yet, so there was no point in pulling the engine, pulling all the ancillaries and stripping it to nothing to paint it, just to put it all back again and then repeat the process in a few years' time. So that's staying for now. The new color should work decently well with the original white. Regardless, this will be remedied at some point in the future whenever the SR20 does come out. It will be painted, so it will be back here for that. Until then, we're just taking care of the rest of it. So the side and back glass is all out. That is to paint all the metal right around, not masking off the rubbers. The only piece of glass left in is the windshield, because there was a rock chip somewhere around here which was filled. But the fear was if the windshield was pulled, it would crack it. End of the day, it's not really going to make a difference. There will be no visible white. Whenever the windshield does come out, we can always airbrush over the remaining bits of the original color, so I'm not concerned there. But otherwise, everything's off. So yeah, taillights, bumper, trunk lid, doors, glass, etc. all pulled, all ready for paint. And I am really excited to see this. This is going to be a massive change for the car. Wasn't the worst thing driving around with the paint that it had. Always knew it was going to be remedied at some point, but I will not lie, I am very excited to have a car with proper paint on it now. So the car had been resprayed at some point, I believe in Japan. I've kind of pieced together the backstory of this car by talking to some previous owners and following the paperwork of it. So it did have a respray in Japan. It was not a good one. They masked everything off, even masked off taillights instead of pulling them. It was that kind of respray. So it certainly had its issues. Then it was wrapped. Then the wrap was taken off somewhat crudely. There were knife marks in the paint. The list goes on and on. So they just took this down to nothing, and we're starting fresh with what will be hopefully the final paint job this car ever sees. I certainly want it to be that way. So that's about it for today. Like I said, just a quick update, quick visit to see the car. I've not seen it in person in a number of weeks now. Thank you to Devin for sending me pictures now and then just to keep me updated on the progress, but this is my first time actually seeing it with my own eyes since it was dropped off. So yeah, this is why you haven't seen the S15. This is why you won't see it for a little while yet. This is taking a little bit of time as expected. You can't do a full color change quickly, and I don't want them to do it quickly. I want this to be done right. So they are taking their time, doing it properly, and hopefully the next update you see on this thing will actually be with the new color on the panels. So as said, this is a full color change. I will reveal the color once it's actually on the panels. I'm not going to wait until the car is fully reassembled because that will take quite a while longer with the other plans I have for it this year. So hopefully next time we'll see the new hue, and I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. A couple people know, some like it, some are a bit confused as to why I chose it, but I think it should look pretty good on this thing. So until then, that is where the S15 sits for now. With no shows or events of any real note this year, this is the time to take the car off the road and just rebuild it, have it ready for hopefully next season if the world is somewhat normal by then. So let me know what you think. Put your guesses below for the color. The only thing I'll say at this time is it is an OEM color, but it is not from the S15. It's not even from Nissan. So OEM from someone else. There's your hint. Put your guesses below. Let's see if anyone can figure it out. I don't think you will. So thank you to the guys for letting me come by and check on the car today. Just glad to be able to see it, take some pictures, get this video, and hopefully it's not too much longer before we can come back and see it with the new color on. I can't wait.